Hey guys, welcome back. I am your host, He-Bot, and welcome to another episode of Toys in My Closet. And today I am ecstatic, excited, and completely grateful, humbled, and happy. Why? Because today I have the privilege to take a look at more new Masters of the Universe motu multiverse classic figures. One from the faction of Princess of Power, and one from the new interpretation of New Eternia, which in this case we have Shadow Weaver and Man-E-Faces, one of my brother, boy, homeboy, Sega Man's favorite character. And yes, this is the newest, or one of the newest, release and wave of the Masters of the Universe Multiverse line. This figures I got in Big Bad Toy Store. No, they don't sponsor me, they don't promote me. That's just where I got them. And they are still available. Again, Masters of the Universe Multiverse is trying to go into multiverses of He-Man factions. And New Eternia is basically an amalgamation of new with old and concepts of stuff that never was released, whether it was in comics or whether it was for upcoming episodes of Filmation, which never got released. So they amalgamate a bunch of ideas with the new modern take and give their own interpretation. Think of it kind of like the way Mezco does their figures when they do something based off Marvel or something based off DC, for example. Now, I'm very excited to take a look at these two characters because they are new, and because Shadow Weaver, for example, which we can take a look at her right now. The last time we saw an actual figure of her was in Classics, but she was tied into the subscription. So the only way you got her was if you got the 1 year subscription, all 12 figures, and she was the bonus free figure. So she's very sought after, very expensive, and very difficult to find. So for all those who didn't get a chance to get her, I think this is going to be more than a great exception and filler for that Classics, if you want for Classics, or obviously for the Multiverse, because she looks very reminiscent to that one, and also very different, and has her own identity. And she looks really great in box, Princess of Power, because this is the version from what she's supposed to look like in the Filmation She-Ra cartoon. Shadow Weaver there, as you can see, multiverse on the top, the 30 points of articulation with the skew, and then of course we have the ages 6 and up. Turn it to the side, it's a Shadow Weaver, the evil mistress of dark magic, and then of course the beautiful artwork that has been always given to us by whoever the artist is. In a lot of cases is Nate Barge, and in some cases is another, like Damon O'Donoghue. He does Iman O'Donoghue, which he does a lot of work for them as well. Then you see the evil Horde, because she is a Horde member, and this spectacularly stunning artwork of her there. And then her Shadow Weaver bio, which you guys can read, which starts with, once an apprentice to Eternia's great wizard, Norwith, the power-hungry Beatrix betrayed her home world to the evil Horde and renamed herself the Shadow Weaver. And you can continue from there. So there is Shadow Weaver. And then moving right along, we have the very famous and super ultra popular character from back all the way to the vintage collection, Man-E-Faces, and he looks great. His gun looks super huge. He has the arms and new faces there, plus the ones he brings. Beautiful metallic color, which I don't think none of them ever had, like that chrome metallic look to them, which looks great with that orangey look as well. And of course it says New Eternia, Masters of the Universe, Man-E-Faces, ages 6 and up, 30 points for articulation, multiverse on the top, Man-E-Faces on the side, and then his beautiful artwork as per usual. And this is based off the new characters and their faces that you see there. And then you go on the back and you have this beautiful piece of artwork for him as well. Take a closer look. Absolutely gorgeous. You see? Absolutely gorgeous. And then the cross cell, which we have Sorceress and Pighead, also from the Sun, Rulers of the Sun faction with Sunman, which I am waiting for him to come. I think he's coming on the 23rd of this month. So it says, many faces. When Castle Grayskull shattered New Eternia, the minds of an adventurer shattered with it, now known as Many Faces. His curse forces him into the faces of many beings, from human to monster to robot, each with its own memory and agenda. So there you have it. There's Many Faces. You can read the rest of the bio on your own time, right? So guys, I'm so excited. I hope you are as well. And like I said, I hope you have the time to join me for the whole review and outlook. So sit back, relax, enjoy a digital drink, and hopefully you'll join me on the journey to seeing what I think about these two figures, what they have to offer, and what they bring to the table, if they're worth it or if they're not worth it. So I'll see you real soon in a blink of an eye. Hey guys, here we are. Welcome back. Here we have Shadow Weaver and Many Faces out of packaging, and obviously with their, accessories. So let's take a closer look at each character individually. Let's start off with Shadow Weaver. And as you can see, she has really nice paintwork done on her eyes with the gold metallic look and the black matte. And then you have that champagne kind of look on her, clothing. A lot of detail with the little witch tail on the top. This is a separate piece. Nice horde symbol in the front. On her waist, this is all one plastic piece, but it comes separate. And you notice you have different points of articulation. She has the nice green exposed on her skin because that's the way she looked like sometimes in the Filmation, cartoon. Going all the way down with all that nice black weathering and the lining. Really nice, and that nice vibrant red on the horde symbol, and then the cloth, champagne cloth that she has. And then the bottom you see is just a peg holder she can put on with her stand that she comes with. But to be honest, this Shadow Weaver is a lot better than the classics. So what you do is you got to put her cloth in through here, right? So it could look like, obviously part of her attire. And you see how it looks really nice with the actual, what you call it, cloth goods. And that's one thing that I really like about this He-Man and the Masterverse, line and Revelations, because this line has been able to expand on new engineering and technologies for toys that we never had before in any He-Man line. Like being able to, implement cloth goods for certain characters, which look much better with cloth goods as opposed to plastic. And this is a hybrid, obviously, because it's a combination of cloth goods with plastic, and it works really well. It complements Shadow Weaver very well, as you see. And also, the seamless joints, and a lot of more points of articulation. So that is Shadow Weaver, and she looks absolutely spectacular, to be honest, as far as what she represents. And then now we'll take a closer look at, Many Faces. And Many Faces looks very similar to most Many Faces that we've gotten, but he still has his own unique aesthetic and look as well. Beautiful matte finish on the blue, but it has like a copper type feel to it with a nice little sheen. The details, the purple on the knob on the top, you know, to move his head, obviously. Just like it did with the classics, you see details in the face are really well done. The nice pink tubing with the metallic now on there with the gold metallic purple on the shoulder pauldrons going down with that protective arm plate on his arm all the way to his wrist and his gloves on both sides, as you see. Metallic piece in the back as well with that nice kind of like almost like a royal blue on his, obviously, his crotch area, looking very robotic and futuristic. And the purple, really nice metallic purple, really shines really well. And then you have the orangey look on the skin like you did in the promotions for the vintage one. Gold again, and then the boots coming all the way down to all the way to his feet, which these are the trap jaw boots. You see that it has the beautiful metallic, again, royal blue. And he looks absolutely great. To be quite honest with you, he looks really, really good. Trying to move this a little bit, like so. Now, inside the packaging, it had like a little diorama or a little schematic showing the way to move this, you know, a lot easier and better. And then you see his robotic face with beautiful paint job as well. So that's a closer look at Man-E-Faces and Shadow Weaver, you know, out of box, and you know, our first impressions. They look really great. So now let's take a closer look at their accessories. So we'll start off with Shadow Weaver's wand with the nice metallic gray and silver sheen with a nice translucent lime green mystical ball right on top, as you can see. Looks really, really nice with some details on the actual staff. Then she brings an extra set of hands for the left and right, which is basically a right magic spell hand and then a left hand gripping, so she can hold the wand on that hand on either side respectively. Also, she brings a nice spell, you know, fire effect, translucent with orange on yellow, looking really nice, that you can put on her hand of casting spells to give the illusion that she's, you know, creating fire with her hands like she did in the Filmation cartoon. Then she has the little stand that she brings. It is translucent, kind of like a charcoal black, really nice with a little hinge. And then basically you peg it on her on the bottom like so, and you see that automatically it makes her stand really sturdy and a lot better with no problems whatsoever. So yeah, that's what Shadow Weaver comes with. Now we'll take a look at what Man-E-Faces comes with for sure. And we'll start off with his new briefcase, which acts as a backpack as well. It has like an eye symbol there. You open it up, very old school. And you see it has skull pegs there. And basically it's to house the other three faces that he brings. So now instead of only having the traditional 6 that he would normally bring, right, our boy Man-E-Faces, because he is an actor, now he brings 6 in total. So the new one is kind of like another version of his regular face, but more futuristic, cybernetic. Nice greens, nice paint job with the purples, the grays, and the chromes. He also brings one that looks almost like the same face as what you call it, V for Vendetta, the mask rather. And this is probably the race of Skeletor, which is when he was before he became Skeletor, with the mustache all in blue. Then he has one that is all of skeleton. He almost looks like Skeletor's face. And you see the eyes in black, really nice details in there as well. Then he brings an extra set of hands, like so, with the chrome, but these are fisticuffs, so you can put them in a fighting fisted position. And then he has the two that are on him that are open for him to hold his gun, which it looks really fantastic with the beautiful orange and a nice matte finish. And it's really big, bigger than any interpretation of the gun before, as you can see. And you can even has like a peg on the side, so you can peg it in the back. But the little secret that you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take the gun, put it on top of the head like this, on the knob, like so, like this. It's got to fit in there. Oh boy, it keeps falling off. Sorry. So, all right, there you go. And then when you put it in, it's supposed to help you turn the head much easier, as you see. See? So that's the what they did with the gun, to give it another like play feature for little kids, of course, obviously. So that's really fantastic. So guys, that is the accessory for both Man-E-Faces and for Shadow Weaver. So now what we'll do is we'll move on to their articulation individually for each one and see what they have to offer. Okay guys, let's start off with the articulation for Shadow Weaver. We'll start off with her head. She goes left, it goes right, it goes down that much, up just a tad, and then it has a little tilt left and right there. Left and right tilt, as you can see. This piece again was separate. And then as far as her hand goes, or her arms, they go up about this much, which is a substantial nice amount, to be honest with you. Like so. Then no butterfly, bicep on the swivel. Then you have the double on the elbow. And then you have the wrist joint, which is par for the course, right? With a nice little, what you call a hinge. In this case, for this hand, is in and out. Now, it does go 180 degrees, as you can see there, but then this whole thing gets tangled up and you got to untangle it again and make sure that, you know, it doesn't get messed up, but it does. And you can tell because it looks nice and seamless in the back, so you can tell you have it on the right way. Then she has a torso cut here, which is really nice. It goes down that front that much, backwards that much, and then it goes, you know, left and right tilt. Now, this is all soft goods, but she does have a, what we call, right, the waist swivel. So all this thing here moves and inside individually as well, this piece. And then has 3 points of articulation on here, there and there, and you can kind of move her in different directions, even left and right. So when you put her on the stand, like so, right, you can kind of like pose her out and make her look like she's doing different things, you know, obviously in different dynamic positions, which, to be honest, was never, you were never able to do that with the classics, because the classics, it was all one hard piece. So her articulation is really good for the structure and for her design. So now let's take a look at Man-E-Face's articulation. Here's your boy, here's Man-E-Faces. So start off with the head, which is supposed to turn, but it doesn't really turn. So I guess that's a bummer. He doesn't have any real articulation, and this piece does come off, slides off. So it does turn in there, right, as you can see. But it has no way to turn here. It's kind of locked in place once you put it in. That's the only real bummer. But, you know, like I said, other than that, it's still nice that you can turn it with, you know, the gun piece. And that's basically what we'll consider the head turn. The shoulders go up that much. It does 180 degrees. bicep swivel, the double on the elbow, which is really nice. Then you have the wrist, of course, and then it hinges in and out like so on this hand. So really good for the arm movement. Now, what I like is that they did this piece here with a torso cut, and it kind of hides the actual, articulation, which is really, really cool. You can bend them forward this much, bend them back that much, and he does go left and right. It has a really nice circular motion. Then in the torso, he has nice swivel as well. So you can kind of fold them forward all that much, like so, and then backwards, hyperextend them all that much. You got the thigh swivel, then you have the knee, you have the boot cut, and then you have the foot that goes back, like so, forward like so, and then a forward pin rocker, which is really, really good. Then of course you have the extension of the legs, which he does Van Damme split, forward kick and back kick. So definitely really nice amount of range of articulation, but of course par for the course. But as you can see, there was a difference here. Because of his design, he doesn't have a real head twist at all, just the piece in for the inside faces. And in the case of Shadow Weaver, even though she has no legs, they gave her torso articulation within her whole body or lower body to make it feel more dynamic and put her in a more ghostly, flowing type of, dynamic poses. So that's enough for the articulation. Now let's accessorize these bad boys. As for Shadow Weaver, we'll start with her wanding hand, and we'll put in her wand here, obviously. This goes right in. I'll put it just at the very beginning tip so it could hold well, as you see there. As her wand. Then next we'll put in the actual piece or special effect to give the illusion that she's doing a ball of fire, and we can see that as well. And then we'll put her on the stand, which she's already in, and give her a nice little dynamic pose. Freak everybody out like so. There you go. There goes Shadow Weaver with all of her accessories. And you can see there's a really nice tilt, and she's on this stand that holds her really, really, really well. So that's Shadow Weaver. Now let's do Manny faces. So first things first, we can put his gun on his hand like so. It's a little bit new and tough. So there, and the gun looks big and awesome and kind of menacing, right? So we got that, and you could actually play the one here as well and put it on his back if you so choose to do so. Now, the other cool thing is that we can just accessorize his head by pulling this off like we did before, and then we can clip these off and fill them in with all the new faces. So let's put the face there, change the cybernetic one, and make it for I don't know, the majestic looking one, right? And then we can change the monster one, which would be the last one, like so, and put in the skull face. So there you have it. Those are the newer faces added on, and that one looks more like Skeletor, of course. And then we can switch them or turn them with the gun, obviously, like it shows. So we have that one, which is very cool. Then we have the Gar, right? And of course, the skeleton. So let's leave it on this one, which is a kind of like the same neutral man-face one, but with the purple. And now what we can do is, real quick, is take the backpack, like so, right? Open it up. What we'll do is, we'll fill it in with the old traditional heads, all the way in the bottom, all the way in the top. And you can see they fit in very nicely. Close it shut. Let's put it on Man-Face's back like a backpack, or you can also carry it like a carrying case with this handle here. And then again, like I said, put the gun on his hand, and like so. It's a little bit hard, his hand, so it's a little hard for me to do it on camera where it's holding correctly. I'm sorry about that, guys. Sorry. I'm trying my best here. Oh boy, here we go. There we go. All right, he'll go back in place. All right, so then let's have, here we have Man-Faces with his gun, obviously, looking all majestic and ready for battle, right? So to speak, ready for battle. And you can see that he looks pretty awesome. Let's pull him back a little bit. And let's just spin him a little bit so you can see what it looks like with the backpack. And again, like I said, very par for the course. But at the same time, it has subtle differences. And this Man-Faces is really cool. Like, we've never really seen them before because he has the backpack ability and he never had that before. So there's Man-Faces. So just to see them both, Man-Faces, and boom, there we have Shadow Weaver. So now let's do some comparisons. So here we have the first comparison, which is basically the Origins Man-Faces next to the Masterverse and the Eternia. And as you can see there, based off the designs, you know, how cool they look next to each other and yet how different, right? With the evolution of vintage all the way to this point with Masters of the Universe, Masterverse, in this case, the new Eternia version. And, you know, to be honest, the Origins does have an advantage over the Masterverse, and that is that it does have a head swivel. But other than that, the new Eternia just sweeps it under the water completely. But again, it's cool to see them side by side. You see kind of like the orange motif, even though this one looks a little bit more like a neon orange versus a more matte tone orange. But just to give you guys an idea, and if I'm zooming in just a little bit, you can see more closely what they look like. So I'm hope that this is something satisfying. Now let's take a look at Shadow Weaver. So the only real comparison of somebody that's similar to Shadow Weaver that I have that I can do is basically Lady Death, which is Thanos' love interest in the actual comic. And the actual real reason why Thanos did the snapping of the fingers with the gauntlet of, you know, where he killed almost, you know, half the population in the universe and on Earth, I believe. It wasn't because of the vanity of people like they did in the movie, even though it made sense for the movie, it kind of worked, but it was all because of a love interest, because the love of a woman, to prove to her how powerful he was and to get her attention because she was Lady Death. So they, just to kind of give you an idea. So you could also bring in maybe Masters of the Universe Revelations Tila, where she had her other bounty hunter outfit, and I gave her the long windswept hair portrait instead of the crew cut with the shaved on the side. I think this one looks a lot more elegant and cool with the cloth cape and all. Then I bring another obscure female character, but that looks pretty cool and badass. You could also bring in the brand new Marvel Legends Spiral. Fantastic figure as well. And y'all probably gonna be like, wow, you collect Marvel Legends too? Yes, I'm a collector. I collect anything that's really cool looking, especially in figure form. So let's leave Spiral there, for example. Move over Shadow Weaver and bring in Many Faces, just so you can get an idea what they look like side by side that way. Like so. I need more frame, so we'll add more space to the camera. So we got over here Dusty, G.I. Joe Classified Dusty. There you go. So you get an idea in sense of scale with the G.I. Joe Classified series, a Masterverse, and obviously a Hasbro Marvel Legends. And let's bring in maybe a few more characters real quick. Take Spiral out for comparisons. And we have also here, I don't know. Bring in Power Rangers Lightning Collection Red Ranger from Dino Charge. So Dino Charge Red Ranger from the Power Rangers Lightning Collection right there. And then we can bring in the Attack of the Clones, I believe it's the Rebel Trooper from Star Wars Black Series. Not bad, right? Give you, again, a sense of structure and idea. And I don't know, let's do one more. Let's see. What else can we bring in here? Let's bring in the this is one of the female characters from the epic Apex game. And one of the other characters from Fallen Toys from Naruto, or not Naruto, The Last Airbender. Oh, I forget his name. Jeez, off the top of my head, I'm sorry. But you guys should know who he is. So yeah, guys, that should be a good idea for you guys as far as comparison. So now let's move on to the end of the review and my final thoughts. Alright guys, so here's my final thoughts. These figures continue the spectacular quality and execution that Mattel has been able to achieve with the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line. I truly feel these guys are now on the same height, level, and quality as the Matty Collector's Mattel line for classics. Granted, with maybe less accessories or extra things that it might come with. Even though the deluxe ones do bring just as much, if not more, than any of those did. But I really do feel that the team over there at Mattel is really trying to pour their love into creating something new with what was old, making it fresh, and putting a lot of love and effort into it, because they know that the Masters of the Universe fans, one, will appreciate it, or at least they hope so, and two, because I think it's been long overdue. Yes, the Origin line is cool because it's very nostalgic and very pulls a lot of heartstrings for a lot of us because it was our childhood. But for what they're doing now, this is what 2000X should have been like a few years back, or 20 years back. This is what Mattel's Classics should have been, even if they used the bulkier and heavier, bucks. But with the seamless joints, the cloth goods, the beautiful stylized look and paint deco. As you can see here how beautiful the metallic sheen of Manny faces with that royal blue comes off and across on camera, as opposed to the matte, right? Matte blue from the traditional vintage, right? And Origins. It just feels and looks more premium and more high quality. Even Classics and Filmation with Super 7 didn't look like that, even though they are good and cool looking figures respectively. And then there's the price point. The price point is spectacular. For the $20 price point, if you can find them in retail, or even $21.99 in various outsource outlets or online, right? Like Big Bad Toy Stores or Entertainment Earth. I think you're still going to feel like you're getting your money's worth. I hope the last showcase they just showed is not the end of the line, because they showed 11 wonderful new figures for Masterverse, which I can't wait to get my hands on, and I hope to God that they are spectacular the way they showed them. I'm only missing, as of right now, one, which is the Man at Arms deluxe figure. Hopefully I'll be able to find them. And I also got my hands on Pighead, which he's part of the Rulers of the Sun, which he should be coming soon as well. So guys, I give it a thumbs up. Definitely a must buy, and add it to your collection, especially if you're a Master of the Universe fan. You guys, don't sleep on this line. This line has grown, and it's grown for the better, not for the worse. You can only take my word for it, but I promise you, what I'm telling you is from the heart. I really mean it. Guys, so let me know what you think down in the comments below about the figures. If you like them, if you didn't like them, if you are going to get them, or if you already have them, or if you plan on getting them now that you saw my review and my thoughts. Also, give it a thumbs up if you liked the video, or leave a thumbs down if you didn't. Share it with someone you think might like it as well. For all you new to my channel, thank you so much for joining. I hope that you are enjoying it enough that you will be kind enough and classy enough to give me a subscription or a thumbs up. And you can hit the bell for notifications to know when I do all types of new videos and uploads. Also, you can find me on any social media platform. It's all down in the description below. If you ever want to donate anything to the channel that you would like me to review, highlight, or showcase, it would be an honor. It would be my pleasure, and I would be more than grateful to do so. All you have to do is hit me up at any of those DMs on those social media platforms. Now, if you want to help me out directly because you want to help me grow, or because you love what I do and you have the means to, and you want me to continue to do things like this, there is a way you can do it also with my PayPal and Patreon information. But remember, it's not mandatory. It's only if you want to, from the kindness of your heart. Guys, this is your boy and your host, Ebot, signing off for another episode of Toys in My Closet. I'll see you in the next one. I hope you enjoy. Stay frosty and enjoy figure collecting. And be careful doing it and considerate to others while doing so. Until the next one, guys. Bye-bye.